Well, I found out about my grandmother when I was researching the family history, and I suddenly discovered this reference to Sophia. That was the grandmother's name, and so I decided I'd have to look into it and found out all about her history in Warlingham Park Mental Hospital. I was able to obtain her medical history, which showed all the symptoms of progressive Alzheimer's. Originally, she was diagnosed as having melancholia at Mayday Hospital, and then she was transferred later to Warlingham Park. When she first went in there, she used to do needlework and other chores in the kitchen. She became more aggressive and noisy, and then started to say that people were stealing her clothes and all these sort of symptoms that people with Alzheimer's have. My father probably visited his mother in Warlingham Park in the early days, but I don't think he did later. Possibly she didn't recognise him even, which is also a symptom of the illness. The only time when he disappeared and I thought was rather puzzling was possibly because his mother had died and he'd had to go to the hospital to talk about all the arrangements for a funeral or whatever. I found out that she had actually died of a heart condition at the age of 92, which wasn't bad, and that she'd been buried in the cemetery at Warlingham Park. There were very few markers, just a few porcelain pots with numbers on, and it's very overgrown, and the paths are nearly eradicated, and you can't see the layout of the cemetery anymore. I did have a reference number for her, but we couldn't find it. Well, I've often wondered whether it was to do with the fact that their life was very poor, and her husband died at the age of 39, leaving her with 3 children, all under the age of 10. And the youngest one would be just a few months old, 6 months old. And I wondered how she managed in those days without any support from the state. I mean, she must have had a hell of a struggle to live, and whether that unhinged her a bit. I suppose it was no doubt the desire of our parents to shield us children from the perceived shame of having someone with mental illness in the family that kept them from revealing her existence to us.